I'm surprised it came in so fast, but there was a lot of evidence that the prosecution presented that Hunter Biden was addicted to drugs around the time, at least, that he filled out that form. The only hope I think that the defense had was jury nullification. The jury saying that, there are a lot of jurors, about 4, I think it is, who have family members who are addicted, and they heard for a week about Hunter Biden's, descent into addiction and how it took him and some of the members of his family down. So if those jurors had felt some sympathy for Hunter Biden and decided that they didn't want to follow the strict instructions, the defense had given them some outs to say that he didn't knowingly check the box that said, I'm not a drug addict, I'm not addicted to drugs, I'm not using drugs. And there were some technical arguments they could have, clung to, but the prosecution just presented a mountain of evidence, including Hunter Biden's own words in his memoir, including testimony from his ex-wife and ex-lovers. And it turned out that the daughter's testimony, which the defense presented, sort of backfired on them because on cross-examination they presented her with some text messages that showed that around the time that the gun was purchased, Hunter Biden was not available. He wanted to get his car at 2 a.m. It was very suspicious sounding, sort of sounding like what a drug addict would do. So I think, the prosecution had a mountain of evidence.
What are next steps here? I guess sentencing?
Sentencing, there'll be a probation report. Sentencing, I mean, it's anyone's guess with the sentencing because I don't think, he could get, I believe it's 25 years, but I don't think the judge would give him that. I mean, this is a crime where no one was injured at all. There's no victim in this crime. He's the only victim, really, of his drug addiction. And then there'll be appellate issues. And there are some very strong appellate issues because the Fifth Circuit, which is a conservative circuit, since the Supreme Court's landmark decision in the New York gun case, has said that this law is unconstitutional. The law that makes it, that doesn't allow someone who is a felon or, addicted to drugs to have a weapon. So there's that.
Do we know what the timetable is for sentencing?
No, the judge will announce the sentencing timetable. It depends. I don't know about Delaware. I mean, New York, it's usually within a month or so, but I don't know about Delaware.
Would we know when the judge would announce that, or is that to be determined at this point?
The judge usually, when he takes or she, in this case, takes the jury verdict, will announce the sentencing date. But again, I'm not sure what's going to happen in this case.
Why was this case brought? Who brought this case?
Well, that is a big question.
It was
Do you
in
have
Delaware.
An hour or two?
Okay.
I mean, this is a special counsel, and what happened was he was investigating this for quite some time. They had reached a deal, Hunter Biden and the special counsel's office, Weiss. They'd reached a deal in which he wouldn't serve any jail time, and he would also settle the California tax case. When it came to this judge, they went to court. They expected the deal to, be announced and formalized, and the judge found some problems with the way the deal was structured, and it just blew up there in the courtroom. The judge said that, there's something wrong, and then the defense said, well, we're not going to plead guilty if this, that, and the other. It just blew up, and so at that point, they decided to go to trial. But it's all about a special counsel who has been appointed to oversee the Hunter Biden cases, and I think we've seen that special counsel often feel that if they don't bring cases, if they don't win cases, then what are they there for?
Do you expect that the Biden administration would make any sort of comment on this?
The president has already said that he will not, he could pardon his son, but he has said that he will not pardon his son and that he'll accept the jury's verdict. So I don't know if you're going to hear anything more than that. The First Lady has been at the trial almost every day. She flew to France to be with her husband, and then she came back. And so they've had an incredibly large family gatherings there, and apparently, crowding the courtroom to the point where the Secret Service didn't know where to sit. So, and they've had prayers, sort of prayer gatherings in the mornings.